I think it might be a good time for me to do an update on my fish. So this tank really hasn't changed much. Well, actually, yeah, it has. I've added more fake plants. I've moved the two rams from my living room into here. High Tech got into a spat with another bed I was keeping in here temporarily in a container. The container lid popped open and they got into a little spat. I got a LED hood to help grow the lights. This is a custom made hood, of course, with just some LED lights I got off Amazon for $7. And the roots are exploding in this tank now. And of course, I still got the three little randoms. The fight that High Tech got into was about 2 days ago. So yeah, both fish are kind of hating life. Well, not hating life, but they're kind of regretting getting into that spat. My little 3-gallon cube is doing just fine. But White Knight's doing fine. I also got a little goldfish fry in here too. He's been in here for about a day and a half now. So yeah, there's quite a few fish I got to show off. And of course this little one gets along with Hot White Knight. The White Knight does every now and then chase it around, but not too much. This is something I thought I'd never have. Angelfish fry. And these are not worthless and useless as an angel fry. It's a Blake and Sons fry. So these two are a good pair. They actually know what they're doing. So I got about 15, 17 or so little angelfish fry that I'm now taking care of. The hernia on my flower horn seems to be healing up now thanks to Clear. Though he hates me now. He clearly hates me. And of course the Papa's plants inside this tank too are also exploding due to this light. But yeah, my flower horn hates me now. Which is totally odd, which is totally fine because I've been pulling him out of this tank every day for the past 3 days and shoving a freaking syringe in his mouth. So yeah, I can understand him hating me. But it seems like the meds are doing the job now, so that's a good thing. My goldfish are also doing just fine. This one does every now and then suffer from swim bladder, so I got to figure out how much I need to feed this tank properly. But every week or so, I just fast these guys for a few days. I'm also keeping up with water changes. The noises you're hearing are of my cat Patty. It doesn't know what it wants. This here is the betta High Tech got into a fight with. They're both hating life. Well, not hating life. They're both regretting regretting that fight. But the reason, and of course, he's in this tank with 2 of my bettas. This one, of course, is Fat Ass. As you can tell, it's a real massive fat ass. And I got this one here. The reason why I haven't divided this tank by 3 yet, like I normally do, give me a second to autofocus, is because this guy here is a jumper. This one has jumped and attacked one of my Arbetas. So I gotta get a glass lid for this tank here, that way so I can actually properly let this guy out. But until I get a glass lid for this tank, he's gonna be jarred as is. And I'll be doing constant water changes on his tank every day on his little cup. The reason why I have him in here with Fat Ass is because I want to try and get Fat Ass to flare. That way so he can relieve himself pretty much. But unfortunately that's not happening. Because as you can tell, he can barely swim. You are a massive fat ass, aren't you? Give me a second to take a few pics. Or pictures. Good grief, I can't speak. There we go. Seriously, you're a fat ass. And of course I actually I finally gave this tank a proper lid. It's a glass lid. Some LEDs I got off Amazon. Homemade light box. Now this tank looks really nice. And of course I now have my black double tail in here. but everyone else is still alive and happy. I want to do the same thing I did to this tank, to this one here. And this is the betta that the one that got into a fight with Firetet got also attacked with too, by that little guy. But he's definitely got his fins are definitely growing back. He's a beautiful betta. And of course, I still got my dragon scale. And of course, I got this guy in here now. Like I said, I just need to get glass lid and lighting for this one too. Hopefully I can do that in a little while. My 30-gallon is doing just fine, though. I got a new fish in here, and I moved a worthless and useless out. This big angel I got for 15 bucks at a local fish store. And as you can tell, it's incredibly big. And as you can tell, there's old Pumpkin. Everyone gets along, but this thing is huge. Oh yeah, and initially I removed the worthless and useless out of this tank because they're getting a tank of their own. But ever since I removed worthless and useless, the big one's been out and about and actually somewhat socializing. And of course the tank is also cloudy because I am medicating this tank, mainly because of this one here. I'm pretty sure they kept good care of this one and didn't see I really didn't see any problems, but I want to med this tank just to be safe. And of course, since I have angelfish fry, I gotta have a brine shrimp hatchery up and running. This is my first little brine shrimp hatchery just to see how difficult it would be. It's not that difficult. And this is my more bigger version that has a lot more brine shrimp going on, and it's going to produce a bigger batch. Let's see, it's going to be about like 8 p.m. tomorrow, 8 a.m. tomorrow when these guys are going to be hatched. This is where worthless and useless currently are presiding. This is a 5.5. This is only temporary. And that's because they'll be going into this tank here. I'm going to hopefully get a stand for them for this tank soon. Either put the tank here or put the tank here. And if I put it here, I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do with all of this. And of course, this is the tank that initially had the butterfly koi that you saw inside my goldfish tank in the bathroom. This now houses my female flower horn, which I'm actually really happy I decided to keep. I think that's pretty much it for the update on all my fish.